Well, you guys get the point. You guys get the whole idea of why I was doing that, or that clip in the video that I just showed you. But yeah, just skipping the introduction, I'm just get right to it. The whole reason why I'm making this video is because as of this summer, it is the 10-year anniversary of the song Crank That Soulja Boy. And yes, I was doing it right along with everybody 10 years ago because I was a senior in high school and that was the hottest song out at the time. But yeah, if that don't make, geez, who else feels old? Y'all feel old yet? Seeing as how the song's been out for 10 years? But yeah, song's been out for 10 years now, and I was watching one of the reasons why I was making this video is because I seen a video on YouTube called The Evolution of Hip Hop. Basically, the hottest songs in hip hop history from the late 1970s all the way up until today. It's a real nice video. It's about 25-30 minutes long. You guys should go check it out when you get a chance. But yeah, hip hop has had its era of, you know, good artists, bad artists, gangster rap, contemporary rap. That's why hip hop is such a broad genre of music. I mean, like, it's not just one. Hip hop is not as one dimensional as casual listeners think it is. There's a whole bunch of subgenres to hip hop. But yeah, I am pretty much a 90s baby / 90s kid, so I grew up in the whole Tupac and Biggie era and in the early 2000s, the 50 Cent era. And as I was watching, the whole landscape of hip hop changed around the mid to late 2000s, like from 2007 to 2009. And like I said, at the time, Soulja Boy was probably one of the most popular artists at the time. But I'm not, and that was in around 2008. That's when Ice-T made the statement that Soulja Boy killed hip hop. Now, I kind of disagree. I really do disagree with Ice-T when he made that statement, because I don't care how bad an artist is or how bad you might think they are. One person cannot kill an entire 40-year genre of music. Now, I'm not saying this video is not saying that Soulja Boy killed hip hop, but was Soulja Boy the beginning of the end for what we know as hip hop today? With the state of hip hop being the way it is now, was Soulja Boy was he opening the door? Was he the beginning of the end? Now, just to defend Soulja Boy right quick before I really go in, Soulja Boy, he had a good little run. He had a good little mainstream run. I would have to say from 2007 to about 2012, that was about Soulja Boy's good run. That was pretty much his initial run before he really did fall off and started doing reality TV shows. But shoot, in 2007, 2008, you really only heard 3 artists on the radio: Lil Wayne, T-Pain, and Soulja Boy. Those are the only artists that you heard on the radio. Now, like I said, there's some pretty good things about Soulja Boy that I can say. It's a short list, but I mean, shoot, he might not have been the most lyrical artist. I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, Soulja Boy is trash. He's garbage. He's not a lyrical artist. He's not using his brain," and that's, you know, that was true. But the thing is, one thing Soulja Boy did was stay in his lane. I mean, he had hot beats. His songs and hooks were catchy. You could dance to them. And I will say this, I mean, Soulja Boy, for his time, he was not a mumble rapper. Sure, he didn't have any complex lyrics. He didn't have no, oh my God, Kendrick Lamar kind of lyrics. He was an ABC 1 2 3 cookie cutter rapper, but he wasn't mumbling. One positive thing that you can say about Soulja Boy is at least you can understand what the hell that man was saying. And a big thing in hip-hop is a what have you done for me lately kind of business. I mean, it was a lot easier for Soulja Boy to become popular and to become relevant because, one, social media kicked off. I mean, like, artists back in the 80s and 90s, like, they really did have to hustle. They really did have to hit the block. They really did have to do everything themselves. They really did have to get their names out by promoting their, you know, their own brand. They had to battle. They had to perform at nightclubs. They had to put their own posters. They pretty much had to, you know, before they were signed, they had to do it all on their own. And then when Soulja Boy, when he got popular from social media. You put a few of your songs on the internet, you know, when MySpace was popping, and then all of a sudden, bam, 250,000 hits, 500,000 hits, 1 million hits. Like, it was easier for Soulja Boy to come up because now we live in the social media era. And also another big thing that contributed to Soulja Boy's success. I'm going to use this analogy. You notice how John Jones beat Daniel Cormier? Daniel Cormier was only the champion because John Jones wasn't there. And Soulja Boy's popularity kind of contributed in the same way because he was able to shine because a lot of mainstream artists who were popular in the late 90s to early 2000s, they were either stepping back, doing other things, or they were retired. Like Jay-Z was doing whatever. Eminem was partially retired. 50 Cent was doing other things. I mean, you still had Kanye West, but Kanye West was, he took a step back from music to produce for a little while. But yeah, a lot, and even DMX was going through his little troubles, but a lot of the heavy hitters of hip-hop, they weren't rapping. So that left room for guys like Soulja Boy to come in and, you know, and make their little statements. And like I said, Soulja Boy was popular from 2007 to about 2012, which is a decent run for most artists because, I mean, even I really do hate to admit this, but I mean, in this era, it's a lot easier for artists to become popular. It's a lot easier for them to blow up. I mean, they blow up a lot faster, but that's the problem with blowing up. That's the problem with fast fame, is you might be able to gain popularity faster than a lot of other artists, but your career doesn't last as long. And in the late 2000s to the early 2010s, I mean, like I said, not all hip-hop was bad because you had artists like, I mean, even today you got artists like Kendrick Lamar, Joey Badass, J. Cole, and, you know, other artists who were like that. But the thing is, they were struggling to get popularity because of guys like Soulja Boy. I mean, there's only like 1 or 2 Kendrick Lamars, but the thing is, there's 100 Soulja Boys on the radio. And the thing is, people really did capitalize on Soulja Boy's success because he had what I like to call the Crank That era. I mean, as soon as Crank That Soulja Boy came out in summer 2007, for the next 2 or 3 summers, every, you know, underground or every artist trying to make it, they all came up with their own little Crank That remixes. Crank That Spider-Man, Crank That Batman, Crank That Pokemon, Crank That Digimon, Crank That Goku, Crank That DBZ, and the list goes on and on and on. And like I said, like, artists like that, I mean, they might gain fast fame, but the popularity doesn't last long. I mean, what they pretty much are is just the flavor of the week. And this is where it gets interesting. This is the nail in the coffin. Soulja Boy is not even the worst rapper of this era. The point of me making this video is that after Soulja Boy came out, most mainstream artists after him who came out got progressively worse and worse over time. That's why we know this new era as mumble rap. A lot of people might, you know, dislike that term, but follow me on this. At first we went from, you know, the simple Simon rhymes, but then, you know, in the late 80s, early 90s, like from Rakim, KRS-One, all the way up to Biggie, Pac, Jay-Z, and, you know, so on and so forth. Like from 86 to about 2004, that's when, you know, people really did start to step the lyrical game up and they actually started to put some thought and some substance in the lyrics. But we went from cookie cutter rhymes, we went from people rapping about the struggle, Tupac, and then we went from, you know, the complex lyrical shit, and then when the Soulja Boy era came, or the Crank That era, we went back to ABC 1-2-3 rap, and now not only they're not spitting any hot bars anymore in mainstream rap, now these niggas are not saying nothing. Like, they are literally just mumbling over the track. The only thing that you can understand what they are saying is the same 4 words they're saying in the hook. That's it. We went from Soulja Boy saying ABC 1-2-3 rhymes to niggas not saying nothing on the radio. And don't get me wrong, because I'm not hating on anybody's success or anybody that has a working formula or is doing something that's working for them. But overall, I do have hope for hip-hop. I mean, because you know how they say fads and trends, like, you know, everything goes in cycles. Like, I think that the state of hip-hop will be back on track or back where people thought it was. Like, I think hip-hop, like, I really am hopeful for the next decade of hip-hop, you know, in the 2020s. I think that hip-hop is either going to be back to where it was in the 90s, or it could be something new and something different entirely, because I've been saying this for years. Like, what a lot of these mainstream rappers are doing now, it's not hip-hop. Like, it's a whole nother genre entirely. Like, I don't really consider what the Migos do I don't consider that hip hop. I consider that to be pop music with some hip hop elements. That's pretty much what I consider most, you know, trap rappers or club banger, you know, type of rappers are. That's pretty much what I consider them. But I mean, but other than that, I really do have hope for hip hop. I mean, I'm hip hop to the heart. I've been listening to it ever since I was a kid, and I'm not gonna stop just because everybody thinks that hip hop is trash, or maybe they think that one artist is messing it up for everybody else. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say. Thank you guys for listening, and you guys let me know what your favorite era of hip-hop is. And at what time or what point in hip hop, what point did it start to shift in your eyes? Anyway, I'm out, guys. Thanks for listening. Peace.